First of all, thank you for having me here this evening. Just like Michael and Roger myself, I echo the sentiments, first of all, for inviting me here. Second of all, I do echo a lot of the same sentiments that Michael and Roger brought up, and that is, I come from a background of construction. That's my business. I'm a business agent for the Carpenters Union in St. Louis. I represent an area, actually up in North St. Louis, that borders Highway 40, Highway 70, the Missouri River, and the Mississippi River. I'm in charge of all the construction projects in that particular area. For the last 11 years, I've been ahead of the contract office at the Carpenters Hall. I was in charge of over 130 different contracts in the state of Missouri and Southern Illinois, and negotiated those collective bargaining agreements. I currently sit on as a trustee to the health and welfare, as well as the pension fund. Our pension fund's at $1.6 billion. Our health and welfare fund is currently at about $145 million annually. I sit on the trustee of both those boards. Most importantly, what I think I bring to the table is I've been appointed several years back by the governor to the Workforce Investment Board for Franklin County. I sit out there on that particular board, and day in and day out, I hear from business owners, and this may sound really crazy, because I come from a union, that I listen to these business owners tell us that kids coming out of these schools today need remedial help. And I got to tell you, I sit on the trust fund as a Carpenter's Apprenticeship Program. We currently have 2,300 apprentices in our school today. I sit on that trust fund as well. Our budget in that school alone is $5 million a year, and we spend 1/5 of that budget on remedial help. We spend $1 million annually. Now, this isn't tax money. This comes directly from the contractor and the owners. We're spending $1 million a year on remedial help to teach these kids that are coming out of school to learn how to read and learn how to do math. Unfortunately. It's a sad state of affairs. I've seen it on my level. Just to go back and let you know, I do have 2 young kids in the school district. They both attend Labadie Elementary, a 6th grader and a 4th grader. I do not want to see my kids or anybody else's kids go through the system and have to go back to school before they can go to college. The taxpayers are paying for this. On that Workforce Investment Board, these companies are coming to this meeting asking for tax dollars, which they're entitled to train their people. Some of it's needed, some of it shouldn't be needed, but it is anyway. That's what we have to do to put these kids out in the workforce, is reteach them math, reteach them how to read. And it's a sad state of affairs. I sit on that board and I listen to it, and that's taxpayer money. I sit on the apprenticeship board with 2,300 apprentices coming through on an annual basis, and we're doing the same thing with them. 32% of my partners that come through my program, when they take our math test for the first time, 32% of Caucasian pass our math test the first time. 6% of minorities do. So this means you're sending them back to school to learn. And within 6 months of my program, if you don't learn, you're out the door and you have to go become something else. Okay, we've raised that higher level of education in the construction industry, because you look at projects out on Highway 40, and these kids coming straight out of school are going to have to learn how to work off of satellites. That's how they're building that highway out there. This is the higher level of education coming out, not only into my field and into the construction field, but going into these schools. These kids are leaving, let's say, Washington High School and going straight into, whether they go to East Central or they go to UMSL or they go to WashU. There's a high percentage, or I believe a high percentage of kids that are spending a lot of time in remedial classes before they can actually get started in their education. And I'm not pegging this on the educators themselves. There's a system out there, and the system's tough to break through, and those of you that are educators would understand that. My three priorities, quite frankly, are a higher level of education. We need to get a higher level of education to our kids so that when they either go out in the workforce or they go to school, they're prepared. There needs to be accountability for that higher level of education. And I've got a plan put together to do that. We've implemented it in our training program. It's been implemented recently in Four Rivers Training School out here in the technical school, and it's called Work Keys. I could spend 3 hours talking about it, but I will tell you, that is the key. It's an ACT-based test that lets everybody know across the state, not only across the state, across the United States, because it's ACT-based. A level in 6 at Washington High School is the same as a level of 6 at a high school in Seattle, Washington, as it is in Nashville, Tennessee. Right now, we run under MAP testing, and I'm not being critical of MAP testing, but MAP testing is about Missouri. If you haven't been living under a rock, and we talk about this global economy we're in, we are in a global economy. If we want our kids to be able to go into the future, into the global economy and succeed, they're going to need this higher level of education. And MAP testing is for Missouri. I want my kid tested on a national basis and a global basis. And that's what this is all about. And in closing, what I want to say, I'm very passionate about this higher level education and Work Keys, but two other things are the importance of not only the higher level of education for our teachers and administrators to make sure that we've got the best of the best in the district teaching our kids. And last but not least, I think we know what all is going to happen with Highway 100 opening up here with our future growth. We need people that are going to be in there that understand where we're going with this, to keep it be fiduciarily responsible, and bring something to Franklin County that all the taxpayers can afford, but it's also going to serve this district well into the future. Thank you.